Hello and welcome back to The Bastard Children of Everil and Bardoon Adventure. Previously on The Bastard Children of Everil, the bastard spoke with Father Unicat and his assistant Ferryman. Though it was late at night, they entered the monastery and were led to the room of the sleeping survivor Freya. Using Detect Thoughts, Buddy found that she was dreaming of a field, but she was distraught. Using his telepathic abilities, he spoke to her and managed to wake her up. Though she was awake, she used no words and did not give anything else about what she knew. Quincy, Tilda, and Abydan were led to the cellar, which was now being used as a morgue, while Buddy inspected the room of Father Unicat, finding nothing but playing a prank on him. Quincy, Tilda, and Abydan waltzed into the morgue and was met by a very irate friar, Friar Finney, who was in the middle of performing autopsies on the bodies of the victims. Quincy calmed him down and spoke with respect to him, and he showed them the bodies. They were similar to what was described, but a horrible detail was left out. The victims, in order, followed a cycle, where the first lost their eyes, the second their ears, the third their tongue, and this repeated. Using his medical knowledge and the Detect Poison and Disease spell, Abydan located something that had gone unnoticed, a small injection point hidden on their necks, under the strangulation marks. The substance detected was embalming fluid, though they had not been prepared for burial yet. Abydan then noticed that Friar Finney's arm was covered with injection sites, and embalming fluid was detected in him as well. He ascertained that this was so that he could get high off of the fluid. There was some discussion about the killer's build and how strong they would have to be, so Quincy and Abydan went to check on Father Unicat to see if he could have possibly committed the murders, and confirmed it could be viable. Buddy turned invisible, and Tilda turned into a rat, and they left Friar Finney to go to the guard barracks to investigate Sheriff Quinnesod. And that is where we are in the Bastard Children of Everil and Bardoon adventure. And the story continues now.
Greetings, listeners.
Hello. No, I can't. It's too soon. It's too soon.
It's too soon.
Hola.
Hola. Oui, baguette.
You do not make fun of my people.
I will, and I have.
Bonjour.
All right,
cool. Let's go ahead and crack on. I believe that where we last left off was that two of you were on your way to Quinnesod Goldhorn's place, the big watchtower near the city square, and then the other two of you were talking to Father Unicat.
It's still 2 a.m, isn't it?
Yeah. We paused the game. It's later now, but we did pause the game whenever I said it was 2 a.m.
Whenever it's like 2:30 or so, Quincy realizes this is probably bad to just keep talking to someone who just woke up and is in the middle of the night. And so he'll just kind of get a far off look for a second and then cast minor illusion to make himself start melting away. It's like, this is all a dream. Go wake up. And then he and Abydan will run away.
Abydan will just kind of, okay, I'm going to leave. Good night. And then, look around.
Quincy's nowhere.
He normally doesn't do that. Good night. Turn on the heels. Walk out. Close door.
I incited that and got another 19 plus 3, so 22. Knows that was not a dream.
Do
Rats.
I know that it's not a dream? Hold on.
Yeah, no, you would. Never mind. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Height 60.
All right.
Go ahead, buddy.
So, now it is up to Buddy and Mouse Tilda.
Picture this.
Oh, I'm
the
excited.
scene from Emperor's New Groove where Kronk is trying to get Cusco in the bag. But you don't see any of that because he's actually invisible. But that's what's happening.
You just hear.
And I'm just gonna be tiptoeing through the tulips to the barracks.
All right, sounds good. It is notably still muddy as you're tiptoeing around from the rain that happened the previous day.
We have cast without trace, and we leave behind no tracks or other traces of its passage.
I didn't say you were. I was just saying it's muddy.
I'm assuming if it's muddy, you were gonna go
Noah,
say
Yeah.
they're making tracks.
Stop making their tracks.
There are no tracks. We are
The only
invisible.
tracks we're gonna have are a diss track after that.
I was very excited that my spell did something.
No, it still does the thing. It's just not what I was asking.
I made an inference based on what you were saying. I was
To be
incorrect.
fair, I didn't even hear the word money. I heard the word buddy. And you
So-
said, it's still buddy. I was like, yeah, it's still me. Are you ready? Can we roll stealth? Can we roll stealth?
Yeah, roll for stealth. You're with advantage.
Yeah. The first one
It's
is a
plus
natural
10.
one.
Yeah, plus 10 bonus.
The second one is a 16 plus 13, 29.
Hold on. That was really loud. That was
That was a good dice roll.
That was
was.
a good dice roll.
18 plus 13. I think
31?
So
Yeah.
a 31 and a 29.
I think we're hidden even with our singing. The bird
You were-
songs at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, you guys are so well hidden that you somehow lose yourself for a brief moment.
I lose myself in this character I'm playing as Inquisitor Jacques. Buddy is no longer here.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Tilda, you're a mouse.
Who am I?
I am Jean Valjean.
I am Inquisitor Jacques.
Well done.
So,
You guys make it to the watchtower, and you guys are able to get all the way up to the very top. And whenever I say it's a watchtower, it's a wooden constructed watchtower that's very open, like completely open until you get to the top portion where the living space and the office space would be. But
big
you're going to be
Firewatch
up,
energy.
right? Exactly like a fire watch. Yep, you're going to be about 40 foot up. It's very tall.
Is there a desk?
Are you guys going in?
Yeah.
It's locked. Mr.
Okay.
Eldritch blasts the lock.
He's a mouse.
Tilda's a mouse.
I am a mouse. Squeak, squeak. If it's made out of wood, there are little.
Oh wait, I'm
holes.
gonna cast Mage Hand on the other side of the door and unlock it. Wait, is Mage Hand concentration? It's not.
No, it's not.
Ah,
But moreover,
concentration?
that's not really how Mage Hand works.
Oh wait, why?
I don't think that's how it works. I can.
I
get
point,
in-
I choose within range. Other side of a door is in range. I look under.
I think you have to see the point.
No, he
right?
doesn't.
Yeah, I look
He
under.
doesn't.
I look under, and then I go Mage Hand right there.
Okay,
And then I
sure,
feel my way-
whatever. I
He's
don't want to
not
spend
Yeah,
wrong.
I
more
just
time.
broke D&D. I broke D&D.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the text. He is correct.
Yeah, you
It
don't
just
have to
says
see
a
it.
point.
We just want to know if she's sleeping.
Everybody
in her bed.
She
Unlock
is
door.
asleep. It is 2 a.m. She is asleep.
She should be killing somebody right now.
So does that unlock the door?
Yes, it unlocked the door. And because you guys are
broke
so stealthy, it doesn't make a sound. Now, you'll have to be careful moving in there from here on out.
I am going to investigate. I want to find something. I don't know what yet.
Okay, great. Roll for investigation.
Tilda, help me.
Guidance. I can't cast guidance. I'm a mouse.
Yeah, but you can assist me, can't you?
Oh yeah. Squeak squeak.
That's a 14 and 18.
Total 18. You were able to see that there is a desk in Quinnisaw's little tucked away room there at the top of the fire tower watch thing. But this is also a somewhat communal space. So Quinnisaw is asleep, but now you hear the sound of someone coming up the stairs. Also, on the desk, you are able to see the various files on all of the victims, specifically stating who is who, when they were found, where they were found. Some had had eyes removed, some had had ears removed, some had had tongues removed, and that there was also,
How big are her
there were
hands?
signs of strangulation. She's pretty tall. She's about 6'3", so her hands are pretty decently sized as well.
I telepathically say to Tilda, there are some meaty paws on this minx, no? Squeak, squeak.
I should turn on my mic. Squeak, squeak, except this is in my mind. Also, she's...
So the files don't show anything else that we don't already know.
That's correct. There are also 3 additional files, each one on the witnesses and their somewhat witness statements.
I will take them.
Oh, okay.
Can I quickly, before he takes them and we leave, can I quickly go around and try to get a glimpse of who's walking around or who's coming this way?
Yeah, you can look out one of the windows, and it is a guard who is
As
doing
in
their
the
normal.
dormouse.
It is the strangler here to kill them. Guards, when they are, not in armor, she in jammies? She in jams?
She is in commoner's night clothes. I will refuse to call it what you. I will refuse to call it what you just did.
Okay, she's in her jams.
You also see under the desk that while you're looking there, that there is a set of brown and tan robes that have been tucked away under the desk,
Oh, yeah.
as well as what looks to be like a small knapsack.
I look in the knapsack.
Inside said knapsack, you were able to find a singular vial of this dark yellow fluid.
Is she peed in it? She is dehydrated.
She has a UTI.
Buddy, it's the same thing.
All right. She, in her jams. Long sleeves. How's the blanket? Threadbare?
Yes, and yes.
Deep sleeper?
No, not a deep sleeper.
Is she normal and keep the blanket up to chin, or is she a freak like my father and sleeps with a blanket halfway up him and then just free arming? I don't know.
That's the way that I do it.
About him.
That's the way I do it.
Okay, freak.
No,
Yeah, no, that's
fine.
Yeah, you can call me a freak all you want for that one. That's okay.
It's a little weird. Clearly, you're trying to see if her arms have...
You have deduced
Injection
my
marks.
intention. No track marks? No track marks, Noah. Track marks? Track marks, Noah.
No track marks.
She a druggie, too.
Okay, great. One last thing before I leave and return to go take a nappy poo in my jams. She's got, a little fanny, her Lululemon fanny pack or whatever that she carries around. Her little, was that knapsack, was that her usual, EDC everyday carry?
It was not an EDC. It looks more like an overnight bag. And the robes that are there are clearly not her size.
Clearly. They're made for a small person.
Shorter than Quincy.
Is she big? She big.
Yeah, she's like 6'3".
Father who doesn't wear anything but his cloths. He needed another
5 foot Henry Cavill. So is there a regular bag that she has somewhere?
Yes, there would be.
Anything valuable in there?
Not particularly. There'd be a little bit of money in there. Probably
Diary, maybe?
Probably about 20 gold in there.
I don't care about money.
Yeah. You're also going to see some wooden plates and spoons. And then you're also going to find...
No diary?
No, not a diary, but a travel log that would be required for her to do whenever she makes her runs to the capital and stuff.
Is it in common or is it in infernal?
It'd be in common.
Oh. I want to use my Eyes of the Runekeeper somewhere.
I will give you a chance to do it.
I know, literally every single time when last episode, I was like, I want to go investigate the priest's room. It was because I was like, maybe he has something written down in a different language. All right, cool. I'm gonna leave the gold because the listener at home, I don't know, you need to know this about me as a Dungeons and Dragons player. I will do everything I possibly can to avoid having to deal with money. I hate it.
It's very true.
All right, let's go back. Oh wait, no, I tell Nantucket to poop in her bag and then we go.
Leave all the evidence.
That makes
Oh,
me
A
so
mouse
mad.
poop, a rat poop? That's evidence?
DNA testing reveals it to be a rat.
That's Bardoon.
All right, cool. So you guys
So-
circle back. Where are you going? Are you going back to the monastery?
Town Square. Duh.
Probably
Yeah.
back to the
We're gonna sleep in
monastery
the
to
town
get
square. I heard Quincy talking about that. He
And
literally,
that's exactly what I was about to say.
as we're walking back, I'm gonna say to Tilda, like, listen, I know we probably should be going back to the monastery, but Quincy would not shut up about the town square. He mentioned it maybe 30 times in the last few hours. So I think I have a hunch we're gonna meet him there.
All right.
I believe you mean.
Squeak, squeak.
Yeah, on their way back to, or all their way through the town square, they do meet Quincy just like very droopy eyed, sitting on whatever fountain or stage or whatever is on the town square.
Like, this
And-
is it.
Yeah, and he's just like, hey, you made it.
Wait, no, I want to stealth up on him.
Oh yeah, you'll never see us coming.
I've been saying that every 15 seconds for the past hour, just in case you were there.
12 plus 13.
14 plus 13. You can't see shit.
I got a natural one.
Oh, I guess I need to roll too.
You are falling asleep and you're just like leaning your head against my shoulder, not even realizing it's me.
And I'm just
Ooh.
like,
Jason,
I
And you just
wish-
wake up the next morning. Boom, it's morning.
is Tilda gonna will Tilda scare me? Because I rolled a 3.
I am a mouse. I just start nibbling your toes.
No.
Oh, so does your mouse look the same every time?
I think we're going through every iteration of Cinderella's mice. So right now,
You're
I'm
Gus
Gus.
Gus.
All right.
change
the only
So-
acceptable,
Morning.
right? Or do we hear anything in the town square as we sleep through the night?
I have my head like ear plugs in.
Yeah, your
I just
noise
have my-
I thought you
canceling.
better say my hearing aids. I have my hearing aids in.
I have my big bear cloak hiked up all around me to keep me warm at night.
Well, I left my contacts in overnight, so what do I hear?
What do I hear?
What
Hear-
do your elf ears hear?
How many hit points do you lose from keeping your contacts in overnight?
20.
That's
I rolled
accurate.
a 20 on the D20.
Quincy just starts spasming in the middle of the night as his
Hmm.
eyes just are inflamed.
Um,
My eyes.
Quincy, you're the most delirious at the moment. Go ahead
Correct.
and roll for perception.
I'm giving myself disadvantage because I'm super delirious.
Yeah, that's a good call. I thought it went without saying.
Yeah. So it was a 6 and a 9. So perception would be a 7.
The sun shines brightly down on you the next morning. Tilda,
Okay.
make a perception check.
normal. Because I'm at this point. I
You
think
have been
Tilda just
drinking
lives at a
all day,
Yeah.
and it is again almost 3 a.m.
I thought we went to bed. I thought it was the morning.
No, you're making a perception check for the middle of the night.
So it's
I'm
also
gonna cast.
disadvantage.
Oh wait, I'm still. Never mind. It's fine. We'll see how this goes.
I'd like to point out that I don't sleep.
10.
10. Yep, good. The sun shines on you the next morning. Abydan, you're not sleeping, correct?
Yeah, I don't sleep. I go into a trance where I'm perfectly aware of anything that happens around me.
Yep. Roll for perception.
Yeah. Oh, 23.
Okay, good. You see a few guards that pass by you and stuff, but you guys are sort of tucked away under a tree. They don't rightfully notice you. Just some guards doing their rounds.
Nothing suspicious.
And last but not least is going to be the great
So back in
Inquisitor Jacques. You're making a perception check.
Ooh, guidance. Okay. Not the best. 8 on the die, 2 on the guidance, and plus 5, 15.
You're able to also see some of those same guards that are around who don't really pay you guys much attention. But the night is overall very quiet.
All right, next morning.
You guys wake up to the chiming of bells. As the
Quincy
bells
starts
toll,
awake.
as the bells toll once again, it is the sound from the local monastery indicating that another body has been found.
See, that's why you wanted us to go to sleep.
I think
You
we
wanted
should have
another victim.
Okay.
Where's the Nantucket? Where's Nantucket? Oh, here he is. Here he is. He was asleep in my shoe.
All right.
And
So,
is not the next victim.
Buddy, Tilda, Abydan, you were with me.
Inspector Jacques. I mean, Inquisitor Jacques.
Inspector Buddy, what did you find last night?
And I'm going to hand him the case report for the witnesses and their statements.
I'm going to read through the witness statements to see what they have as we're heading back to the monastery, maybe?
Okay. All right. The witness statements, where do you want to start? You want to start with...
We'll start with Atmos.
All right, Atnamus. Atnamus,
yeah.
just as a general description, describes the killer as an angel of death with enormous skeletal wings. The next 3 points are of her testimony, what she saw during the murder. She was watching her neighbors from across the street. She witnessed Heron Fulbright, who was victim 2, was in an argument with a female soldier who left the scene with her crying on her front porch steps. And then also says the killer on the second attack stabbed the victim Heron Fulbright, then slit her throat.
Slit her throat?
Mm-hmm.
Well, clearly that one's a false memory.
And Heron's body did not have a laceration to the neck?
Notably did not.
Okay. I move on to the next one.
That would be for Eric Hover. This is Eric's description of the killer. Described the killer as a monstrous-like large elf with glowing red eyes. Said was on patrol, but couldn't get there in time. And while on patrol, saw Junis Flightson delivering mail early in the morning. He seemed to slip some mail into his pocket. And also says the killer stabbed the victim in his eyes, and when he arrived at the body, the eyes were gone.
Interesting. And then the last one there, Delium Van Sporen.
Delium Van Sporen happenstantially lives across the street from Sam Nurez, or Atnamus. Describes the killer as an old holy man who was praying over the victim. Saw the fifth victim, the female turtle carpenter, Grinda Dellin, be murdered in her own house. Saw someone in priestly garbs as he went finishing his work in the early morning walk into the house. And then saw the man who killed the fifth victim was very old.
Have any of the priests been notably old so far? I mean, is Father Unicat?
Yeah, Father Unicat is very old, so is Friar Finney.
So both of them are pretty old.
Yep.
But this one doesn't say anything about how they actually killed them.
Correct, except for that they were murdered in their own house. Yep.
So
Which means it was probably someone they trusted.
So here's what we have. And I of course, go through all the points. One of these are a little bit misleading, though it could be some amount of truth, as if it looked as if they were slitting the throat. But it actually was strangling by some other sort. I'm not sure. Maybe whenever they went to inject the embalming fluid, that's whenever they thought that they were slitting the throat. So I won't completely throw that one out, but it seems odd. Eric's testimony, however, does bear indication that the eyes were gone once he arrived at the body, and he actually saw a large elf with red eyes, stabbing the victim in the eyes. But this last one, Delium, says that an old holy man was praying over the victim, and the turtle was killed within her own home. Could have been a house visit, and the holy man found her dead because was Delium in her house? I mean, I'm not sure what to make of that part, but that's another point with one of the priests being the killer.
That or using the robes that were in the sheriff's bag.
Right.
I believe we have is anyone else around? Is it just us?
It's just the four of you.
Maybe we are dealing with not one killer, but multiple killers. You see, in the barracks of the guards, we found a God, that hurts my voice. We found a robe. One of the robes that was in a knapsack. It was hidden underneath one of the desks, and in that was also one of the vials with the embalming fluid.
And it specifically was not the sheriff's size. It was
Yes,
much
it was.
smaller.
Looked a little bit too small for her, big gal. I wonder if it's possible that we're dealing with maybe a series of killers, a cult, maybe. That was just throwing it out there.
Yes, that very well could be.
Especially with the removal of the different
It's very
body
ritualistic.
parts. And it seems religious in nature in some way, because the see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil
At least until we
symbolism.
see this new
Yeah.
body.
Let's go see the body.
If it's the seventh one, I suspect the eyes would be gone. That's the order it's been.
Sure.
Body.
To the body? Yes.
Do.
To the body.
Follow the commotion.
I'm gonna run going, make way, the Inquisitor is here. No one's in the way. I'm just yelling.
Yeah. Once again, you guys are shouting while people are asleep. The sun has just come up. You guys just have no respect.
There is a killer!
They just
There is
rung a
killer!
bell. Everybody woke up. The bell was rung.
Everybody ran.
Yeah,
There's a
all right,
killer!
All right, whatever. I'll maybe
The
give
bell
you that.
was ringing.
You guys arrive at the lovely residence of the male half-orc physician Revix Westron, aged 26, who has had his eyes removed.
Yes. His eyes removed in a physician. Interesting. Now, you say he is a physician, and he is 26, no?
That is correct.
He must be very intelligent. Or, excusez-moi, he was very intelligent. If he was a physician so young. Especially a half-orc.
That is correct. Yeah.
What's...
There is something to consider about the racial element, though. All of the victims have been different races. The
It
first
is a...
elven human never caught the
Yes.
repetition yet.
There is the pattern. We have... So it is safe to assume that maybe people may be safe if the other half-orcs may be safe.
Quincy, do me a favor, real fast.
Yes.
Actually, no, Buddy, sorry.
Well, I thought I was
The
going to be
Jacques.
good for something.
Didi Jacques.
One, Jacques,
Oui.
whichever one of you can read minds.
Both of us.
I need you to perhaps read my mind to make sure I have recall of the events that I'm thinking of properly. DM, Abydan's gonna think really, really hard about the removal of the organs, the tongue and eyes and stuff. I don't have an int bonus, so I'm not gonna chance it on myself, but I'm sure gonna chance it on somebody else. Were they removed with like precision, or just ripped out, or cut out, or what?
Do you, Jason, want me to do it so you're not wasting neither of us is wasting a spell slot?
Yeah.
Okay. My eyes roll back in the back of my head and I go into my mind palace a la Sherlock season 3.
Go into my mind.
Roll then for history. Let's see if you can recall it in your memory palace.
Okay, I do have proficiency with that.
Yes, guidance.
Does he get advantage because this is like my reading of mind is like an assist?
Yeah, sure.
So history,
Yep.
19. That's with the guidance.
With a 19, you are able to remember that all of them, they were not done with precision. I'll say that.
They're pretty forceful.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've ever tried to remove an eye before, but it does take a decent amount of strength to, yeah. I'm talking about
How
like
would
on,
you know if you were not?
I'm talking about like on fish. I'm talking about like on fish and stuff. Like if you remove an eye from a fish.
You remove the eyes from a fish?
It was dead, though.
He didn't say it was dead.
Is there anything else you want to get out of my mind?
I do, yeah. I want to know, is he happy about the god who chose him?
He's happy that he's been chosen, but he's not really happy that his goddess is like, go serve the person trying to, kill your family.
Mm-hmm.
Not very happy about that.
Is it enough disgruntlement to turn him into a killer?
It could be.
I mean, he has killed people now for his family. Actually, no, he hasn't killed people. It's just been monsters.
Yep. This could be a turning point.
Could be.
So you finally snap.
All right, so who is all here?
Where are we, actually?
You guys
We're
are
in
out.
the physician's house.
Yeah, you guys are at the physician's house. There are a few guards, and Quincy arrives shortly thereafter.
How far from the monastery are we?
About 3 blocks.
3 blocks? Okay, still relatively close. Okay.
Is the sheriff here?
Yeah, Quincy has arrived now.
I'm going to look at her and say, "Oh, so wonderful for you to join us. And so early, you changed out of your robe."
My robe? What
I was
could
just
you
saying,
possibly mean by that?
It was how you say the phrase, an expression, an idiom, I was just trying to, make a light. Insight, did it bother her?
Yeah, it bothered her. You got a nat 20 on insight. Yeah, it bothered her.
Feathers ruffled.
They all hear telepathically.
Hey, you still got detect
Face.
thoughts up.
Stoic. I do have detect thoughts up still.
Yeah, you just closed it on me.
Yeah, I mean, she's irked by it. She wants to get down to business. She had a long night.
Long
Yet she
night
was asleep
sleeping.
hours ago.
I mean, we did come in at 2 a.m.
Would you like to use your detective skills to investigate the scene of the crime?
Yes, I would love to, Inquisitor. So far, no one has come forward in saying that they have seen anything happen with the attack. Looks to be the same sort of strangulation, and this one also has had eyes removed. Looks as though
Method of
if we may, we can go inside and check and see if there was a struggle inside the house.
and
Is there a puncture wound on the body?
Make an investigation roll, Tilda.
While she's doing that, can I
Guidance.
make a perception around and see if there's any sort of like tracks? Because you said it was muddy.
It was muddy, yeah.
I want to see if there are tracks leading up to certain parts of the house, like maybe windows, those sorts of things. Anything that stands
16.
out. Any
Definitely.
short people footprints?
Okay.
I also got a 16
Nice.
perception.
Easy. Tilda, upon closer inspection of the body, you are able to see a needle prick.
And the only people who had access are 3 people. They were all asleep, except for the crazy person, who we
Yes.
just left alone.
We shouldn't have done that. What about? Yeah.
And Inquisitor, you have gotten a 16 to investigate tracks and whatnot into the house, that sort of stuff. As you're investigating it, presumably all of you are walking into the house, yes?
Sure, yeah.
You guys walk into the house, and there are notably some footprints that are around that you can see, like the edge of someone's shoe, where it would have been just like their heel would have scraped against the floor with the mud and everything, but it's relatively clean in there. Not looking like it came from any windows or anything like that, specifically just from the front door, the interior of the house. You're also able to determine that there was some sort of struggle on the first floor. That's where Revix would have been performing his work as a physician. And you can see that there was sort of like a mad scramble, like his desk has been moved aside, the closet doors are all open and awry, medicine cabinets have been, like, medicine is all over the floor. Notably, there is a box that is now fully empty.
The physician would have access to embalming fluid, no?
That is correct, yes, sir.
So, telepathically, I don't want sheriff to hear it. So, it looks like maybe there's a possibility that this was not on the agenda. This wasn't a plan. Maybe the others have been like stalked out, like maybe even dosed in certain ways, but because we got the supply of the embalming fluid, that they had to make do with what they had, and they knew that the physician had access to it. So they killed him, took it.
I'm gonna reply, I guess the brain speaks.
And yet they held to their pattern.
So, despite a setback, they still committed the murder as scheduled in the way they wanted.
So if he was, out of the plan, it doesn't seem like it's following a specific plan of specific people. But if he was within the plan, it's just as convenient that he had more embalming fluid.
Maybe he was later, maybe he was a part of the plan, but not yet. They had to change up order. We'll look at the order of how, so the order of the deaths were dwarf, elf, human, Aarakocra, turtle, tiefling, and now half-orc, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So 3 humanoids, 3, I guess tieflings are humanoids, but 3 more monstrous.
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider tieflings to be half or monstrous, like half-orc would be?
They're all humanoids, but
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like
more monster-ish, or legacy-wise.
Where would I put it on the list?
Yeah.
Or are you asking your party members?
Oh, no, you're here. You're a part of it. This is a party. You're here.
Oh, thanks. Wow, I feel so included. Yes, I would consider them more on the monstrous side.
Is there a halfling and gnomes in the village?
Yes, there would be.
So I don't think it's a pattern of.
It's a different race every time.
Yeah. So dwarf, Aarakocra, and half-orc eyes, elf, turtle ears, human mouth, human tongue,
And tiefling tongue, I think.
Yeah,
Tiefling tongue?
tiefling was tongue. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it was eyes, ears, tongue, eyes, ears, tongue, eyes.
Too much speculation, too much unknown right now.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to telepathically communicate with the sheriff, and I'm going to say, "It is interesting that they stole all the embalming fluid. You had some on your person recently, did you not?"
Get out of my mind. And no, I did not have any, what did you call it, embalming fluid?
Oui. That is what has been stolen from this box, no? You see, we have been investigating and we have discovered some things that I'm going to present to you now. Because I do not trust you, but I will not keep you in the dark. Did you hear that? Did that come through?
Yeah.
I was talking about my cat's automatic feeder where it plays the beginning
no,
of
I didn't hear
Kiss
that.
by Prince. So it goes da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Oh. Glad that didn't come over and I
That's
explained
incredible.
it. We have discovered that one of the friars is a bit of a user. He has been injecting himself in this fluid, and all of the victims have been injected with him as well. There is a through line here, and I will be completely fine well with you that I went through your belongings and I found a robe and the embalming fluid.
She will just believe you and will actually give you a little bit more information. Friar Finney has been a good friend of mine. I have been attempting to help him get clean. I took his vial and he has a change of clothes at the guard station in case something were to happen.
And that's where I'm going to delve deeper on.
Wisdom
thoughts.
save for me.
14.
Also, why did you lie about not knowing what the embalming fluid was? Except if this is still in your mind. I don't hear any of this.
Except
That's
if
true.
this is still in your. It's a whole
No, it should still be remaining in the inspector's mind. I rolled a
Then we're just
natural.
watching them stare off at each other.
I rolled a natural 3. As you probe a little bit deeper into the mind, you are able to determine that she has an amount of feelings for Friar Finney.
Girl, you could do better.
How old is Friar Finney?
About Mad Max's age. Or Mad Max, Miracle Max.
Mad Max.
Mad Max.
Mad Max.
Mad Max.
Woo.
He's Mel Gibson. No wonder.
He's
Miracle
in like
Max,
his
okay.
he's in like his 70s or 80s. Yeah.
And what about her?
I want to say that she is 49. 1 second. Or 43. She's in her
Okay,
40s. I know that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say there is enough just on the embalming fluid being found in the victims alone to see the friar hang. You care for this man deeply. I need to know everything that you are withholding so I can make sure that he does not hang.
Can you roll for persuasion?
No, I won't take guidance because I don't want to break concentration on. All right.
I would cast guidance on you if I knew what was going
Yeah.
on.
All right. I'm not looking. That is a. Oh, that's a 5 plus 4. That's a 9.
Boo.
But with advantage because I used something like
Heartfelt.
because it was really effective argument.
No need for advantage.
Are you sure? Because I rolled a 6.
All right, sure, yeah, advantage. Now you're up to a 10. I assure you, I have now told you everything about my personal life that is any of your business, and more. I do not want to see Friar Finney hang. However, if he was the one who did this, he must.
Abydan, Quincy, Tilda.
Quincy is just looking at the different medical supplies and it's just like, Abydan, open your mouth. Let me depress your tongue.
I think Tilda was just watching Buddy and the sheriff just stare at each other for a really long time.
I switched to speaking after she said, "Get out of my mind."
So I
Oh,
could have guidance.
I thought we clarified that it was still in her head.
Yeah, I thought
Sorry.
it was.
Oh,
still in your
if it
mind.
was, then it was. I am the Lord. What's the Lord's name again?
Dellen.
Dellen.
Lord Hellan. Is something strike you wrong about the man? To hire the world's greatest detective, Inquisitor Jacques, at the mere happenstance of a murder that turns into these ritualistic killings? It's almost like he predicted it, no? Laying the groundwork for something to turn up for us to be distracted. Laying little breadcrumbs for us to follow while he is actually up to something.
It did strike me as quite odd that he hired outsiders, as though he doesn't trust me. But admittedly, he shouldn't. It is well known that I am after his job because he is old. He has done all of what he can for this town. And now under the ruler of a new king, it is time for there to be changes that are made.
Have you spoken with any representatives of this new king?
Yes, I have recently, actually.
We are actually from the capital. Who exactly did you speak with?
I don't believe I can. Well, just one of the king's advisors. The one who is in charge of running the medical supplies. I have to make our request to the king and then return with the medical supplies. This happened 5 days ago.
The
Oh.
Have you noticed any fog? Different colors, mayhaps?
Fogs, I can't say that I have.
Have you noticed a strange taste in the drinking water of the well?
No, I have not.
I'm going to be forward with you. I'm going to tell you the truth. My name's actually Buddy Luckyhands. I'm not an inquisitor. I don't even know what that really means. This is all in front. I was just having fun. I was pulling your leg a little bit. But we are actually looking for some kind of monsters, really. We hunt them, I guess you could say. There's a small possibility that one is taking its root, like almost nested here.
Small possibility. But if you return
Large
with,
possibility.
Yes, if you return with supplies from the capital and then suddenly there are murders in your town.
Yeah. It all stems from the capital. There's a mind flayer that's in charge of the new, everything.
Beg your pardon?
I'm just going to be forward with you.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
There's a mind flayer.
Yeah.
I saw no evidence of any mind flayer in the capital.
Oh, well, why would he want it in his way? Why would he want to be known? He's taking control. And you know what? Let's just be forward. Let's just be honest. Hi, nice to meet you. Buddy Luckyhands. I'm the bastard son of the king.
We're just getting it all out.
And I'm going to hold out my ring. Lovely to
You-
meet you. My mother was a prostitute. And I was gifted, and we were recognized in his will. And this is where we are. I'm just going to be, you know what? I'm just going to be forward now. I've been a liar my whole life, and I'm going to tell the truth right now.
It has been a very long 2 weeks.
I can truly only imagine.
We killed a giant scorpion, and a phase spider, and a squid man, and lots of things. We have a sister. She's in Redoran. She thought it would be cooler to, be with them.
How many of you are there?
Only 5.
They're 5, but who's 1,000 years is a long time for an old man to be, planting seeds. Could be way more.
And speaking of seeds, we need to be talking about what might have infiltrated your town.
The point is, bad things are happening in the capital that are rippling outwards into the rest of the country. It's starting to take hold in your town here, and apparently the rest of my family thinks that you can help us solve what's going on in your town. So at this point, we need to put faith in each other and figure out what the hell is going on and how do we stop it.
Very well.
There has to be something we're missing.
Also, they're targeting the leaders. It's easier to, take over when you have the law in your pocket.
The victims, did they play active social roles in the town?
Yes. The people who have, they are all connected to Lord Freglaf in the sense that they were at one point or another or actively personal members of his council of traders and people who worked with, the smooth operation. They were not necessarily elders of the town, but they held key roles. Some of these members were old and had retired out. Some of them are new, like, for instance, Heron Thulbright, the seamstress, was only 29. She was relatively young. Revix, the physician, 26.
Within the town, how many still live here and are still living?
That I can think of off the top of my head, it would be the human alchemist Rebecca Dantisk, who is 49, and the half-elf politician of the town, Henrietta Thorson, aged 28.
Will you do us a favor? Will you get your guards to bring them to the town square?
I will certainly do my best.
I was going to say, and then we need to summon the mayor to the town square as well.
I agree.
Sounds like a plan.
We need
Sounds
to
like a
have
really good plan.
chat with Lord Freglak.
Out in the open where everyone can see.
Oh, yeah.
You also, as you guys are making your way towards the town square with Quincy, presumably, yes?
Yes.
Very good. You hear the rushing up to you guys of a single set of footsteps. And you turn just ever so slightly to your right, and you are able to see Friar Finney, who is approaching you and notices Quincy and looks incredulously and then shakes his head to ask, is this okay? Like, is this an okay time? Where Quincy then gives a very subtle nod. Friar Finney comes up to you all with a vial gripped in his hand. You must understand, I don't know how. And he opens his hand to reveal what looks like a grub, a pink grub. I found this inside the throat of the first victim. It looks as though it has come from somewhere in the esophageal tract.
That is terrifying.
Not a fan of it.
Round up all the council. Let's summon the traitors. Let's summon the mayor. We got a bug to catch.
And that sounds like a great place for us to end tonight's episode. Thank you guys so much for playing. This was a lot of fun. We'll catch you next time. It'll be a lot of fun. So long.
We solved it. We didn't.
You're a lot closer than you were. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Au revoir.
Hello again. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. We sure hope that you enjoyed today's episode and will continue listening as the story continues. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to like, comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Or if you're listening elsewhere, be sure to drop a review on the app of your choice. If you would like to follow us on social media, you can find us at bardun.adventures. That is BARDUN.adventures. If you enjoyed the music featured in this podcast, you might consider contributing to the creator's Patreon at Drinker the Bard. That's DRINKARD, the Bard. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you next time.